Hope you guys are doing fantastic today. They already released information for some of our meetings for my job for the following year. So I looked into them, and there's a meeting that I have to go to for training every year. Like maybe you've seen it in the past videos. It was in Oshkosh, Wisconsin. The last time I was there just a few months ago, I actually went to a video game store up there and got some pretty cool games. Fantastic prices, great store. So I wanted to do a little bit of traveling around and whatnot. Well, this coming up next year, so 2022, the training that I have to go for is going to be over in La Crosse, Wisconsin. For me to get to La Crosse, I'm looking at about a 3.5 hour drive. On top of that, you can tell La Crosse, Wisconsin is a college party town. It just seemed like every 30 feet there was a bar or a restaurant, and yet not a single video game store. That's unfortunate. I think there were a couple of video game stores, but they were about a 15-minute drive over to Onalaska, which is about 15-ish minutes north of La Crosse. So I may end up doing that. But enough talk about that. We have advent calendar stuff to get into. It's not bad. It's a filler item for sure. Yeah, it's a gun rack. It's a weapons rack. For the book, we have a Super Christmas Caper. Incredibles 2. The Incredibles were a guest at an event to host it, and while they were there, there was a villain running amok who was ruining the whole thing, and they had to put a stop to it before they could all celebrate and put the tree topper on. You know, good old Christmas story. So I think I mentioned this in another video, but The Incredibles is it's one of those movies where it's not my cup of tea when it comes to Pixar related films. I don't think it's a bad movie at all. I think there's some good stuff to it. The one thing I was thinking about though is that the same thing with Monsters Inc. And this might be in a lot of Pixar related movies. I mean, Brave had some really good stuff in it, but I don't really recall any memorable music that came out of like something like this or A Bug's Life. Cars. Well, I can't say Cars because Cars had some decent music to it. We were just listening to that one the other day. Although I do have to say I love the interaction between Jack and Edna. That's just hilarious. But yeah, not a bad story. Let me know if you like The Incredibles below, or if not, what was one of your more favorite Pixar related movies? We finally got a solo Pluto. I'm so happy. Chilling for the holidays. And he's got ice on his tail. Very cool. So it's the next day. Got some laundry going right now. Didn't want to have to talk over that. Just kind of noisy. But the wind right now, the fact that I can easily hear where that vent is above my dryer, like I said before, I don't have a cap on it, so I can hear a lot of the stuff that comes through it, like if it rains or if it's windy. The fact that I can clearly hear that wind over the loudness of the washer and dryer is insane. Right now we're looking at gusts at about 20 to 30, I want to say. It's got to be at least over 20. But they are talking that probably halfway through the night, and then most of the day tomorrow, we could be looking at 60-mile-an-hour gust, or if not more. I am interested to see how many people don't tie down their inflatables for Christmas, and if I'm going to see any Santas flying around. But I think laundry is almost done, so let's go jump into the advent calendar then. So for day 15, we have a speeder bike, and I absolutely love this. I don't have any of these yet in any other Star Wars sets that I got, so this is my first one. We have a couple of stormtroopers that I could put with this, so that's cool. It's a nice, simple, quick design to it. I know they probably get more elaborate when you get the larger actual Lego sets, but this is really cool. For this book, this is what I've been waiting for. If it's not Mickey Mouse based Christmas movies or books, like Mickey's Christmas Carol or God, there's so many to name, but if it's not Mickey Mouse related, or like Scrooge McDuck, Donald Duck, stuff like that, like the more authentic Disney characters, then it's Winnie the Pooh. And I've been really waiting for this one, and they didn't disappoint, which I'm happy with, because some of the stories have either been really bland or really short. This one, not so much. I mean, it went all the way to the very last page. It was basically Christopher Robin teaching Winnie the Pooh the true meaning of Christmas, which is being there for other people, the gift of giving. And the reason I love this one so much is because Winnie the Pooh is my all-time favorite Disney character. The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh in the 100-Acre Woods. Then they had a sequel to that. Christopher Robin was a good movie. There's so many different spin-off cartoons and shows for little kids, as well as direct-to-DVD movies that are actually really good. Piglet got his own movie, the Heffalump movie. There's just so many things out there for Winnie the Pooh. So my question off of this book, seeing that Winnie the Pooh is my all-time favorite Disney character, is what is your favorite Disney character? Not Pixar, not Star Wars, Marvel, straight Disney character. Let me know in the comment section below. So I'm keeping most of the lights off right now. I'm in my office working on YouTube videos, but I'm keeping most of the lights off because, one, it's just more relaxing for me. But two, the wind is so bad right now that I don't want to take a chance with any like short circuit stuff like that if the power does drop out, because the lights did flicker a few times and it makes me worry a little bit. It's gotten to the point now where the entire building creaks. So I want to do something. I know I'm gonna have to turn the volume down on this a lot, but I kind of want to go out there just to see what it feels like. So the weird part about being out there is that because my balcony is in kind of like a little cube that's sheltered off on the sides and maybe a little bit from the roof, it was actually extremely calm there. Like I could plop a seat there and sit there for hours with no problem whatsoever. I don't know, right now we're looking at a constant wind speed of like 30 miles an hour. With some gusts, according to the news, they've already broke like 40, 50 mile an hour winds. So we could potentially see those 65 mile an hour winds tonight, which is kind of dangerous, but I'm hoping everybody does well. And my thoughts and prayers, everybody affected by the tornadoes down south, because especially going right into the holidays like this with Christmas literally next week, that's not something anyone should have to deal with. So my thoughts and prayers are to all of them affected by it and all the homes and businesses destroyed. So I hope you guys can bounce back and just know that everybody's there for you. So I just started up the video, and I think it's funny that the white under my beard blends in with my shirt, so it makes my beard look a little thinner at times. It's kind of weird. I don't know. I like how I look in white, but I'm not sure if I should wear white all the time. My beard's gonna start blending into it. Last night was interesting with the wind. I was laying in bed, all the lights off, just relaxing, ready to close my eyes, and all of a sudden there was a loud bang. So I get up, run out to the living room, look out my window, and this door. So on my balcony, I have a storage area on this side, and over here, I have a service door where my furnace and AC unit are. Well, the loud bang last night was coming from this door. I think what ended up happening was a gust of wind came and got caught up in this section because it's all closed off and it's like cut off from everything. And I think some wind got in there and kind of created a vacuum, and it sucked that door open because it wasn't exactly tight when I went out there. So I had to maneuver it and get it to lock properly. But yeah, it was slamming up against the side of the house. Luckily no damage, thankfully. So take that as a win. But yeah. That was the only exciting thing I had about the wind last night. I'll do the advent calendar for today when I get home from Spider-Man No Way Home. I went online last night with all the reviews coming out now, and I did spoil it for myself. I saw the ending. I read up on the bonus clips at the end, or the 2 end credit scenes. I think there's like a mid credit and then an end credit. I'm not one of those type of guys to get ticked off by spoilers. I'm gonna watch the movie regardless. I love this stuff regardless of if it's spoiled for me or not. So if you want to spoil a movie for me, go for it. I'll still end up watching it. Oh boy. Okay, so I don't even know where to start with Spider-Man. Trying to think of things to say that isn't going to spoil the movie. To me, it's right up there with Civil War and Endgame and Infinity War. Just because I love movies where it's not just the superhero by himself. It's a superhero interacting, or it's a villains interacting. To me, that's what makes a comic book movie a comic book movie, is when you have villains interacting with other villains, or heroes and interacting with each other, or vice versa, or intermingling together. I absolutely love that. That to me makes a comic book movie. That's the fanboy in me. It is by far the best Spider-Man movie to come out yet. It has so much fan service, so many Easter eggs, so much detail to the MCU and the storylines that we've made so far. It's amazing. I got no other words for it. I highly recommend seeing it. If you do see it, go in with an open mind, because, I mean, even me watching it, I'm like, I know it has to happen. I know some of this stuff has to happen, but it still eats at me a little bit. It's still a little unfortunate, and it makes me a little bummed. But it's for the good of Spider-Man. It's for the good of the series. Stuff has to happen. Also, watch the What If series. I know a lot of people are like, I don't like cartoons. It looks weird. It's part of the MCU. It's a comic book thing. If you like the Marvel movies, you have to watch What If. They're all connected. It's all canon. You have no excuse, because it is connected to something in the movie. There's a mid-credit scene and an end credit trailer. Just saying that. I'm going to leave it there. The What If series is connected to the trailer. Just go into the movie open-minded, with a love of comic book movies in general, Spider-Man, an empty bladder, a large soda, and a large bucket of popcorn, and you should be fine. But I've talked enough about that. We need to get into the advent calendar. So for day 16, we have a little droid transport. It's actually the same one that's on the box. I don't have any snowballs to put in it, but you get the picture. Cool. So the book for today is called Snow Puppies. It's 101 Dalmatians. This one, I actually really liked it. It was cute. It was fun to read. The concept is basically just a synopsis. The puppies are going through their first Christmas, so they get to experience the Christmas tree, the gift giving, going out and making snowmen in the shape of little Dalmatian puppies. So it was a cute story. Dalmatians, there's not going to be a question really for the 101 Dalmatians one, because I don't want to give you guys too many questions per video, but Dalmatians was one of those movies where I can watch it once or twice and be content with it. Like, I know it's a good, I think it's a good movie. The live action one with Cruella, or going back to the actual first live action 101 Dalmatians, they're not bad movies at all. They're actually really good movies. But for some reason, I can't get into them. They're movies that I can watch once or twice and be completely content for like the next 10 years. Before I see them. But I haven't actually watched those movies in a while, so I may actually want to go back and start watching a lot of those. So this one I really like for one reason, and this one is Just Relax, it's kind of hard to see, for the holidays. I really like this one. It's kind of hard to see it here, but it is wood paneling for the back of it, and that's what I really like, because all of them are cool, but you're going to get ones like that are all blue, red, some gray, green. They're just solid plain colors. And then you get ones like this one, which are wood, or the Bah Humbug one, which is more of like a Christmassy plaid type of thing. I really like those. It sticks out. It makes it's unique. It's its own little thing. It's really cool. I really like this one too. All right, so my heat's about to kick in. Hopefully I can get this out before then, but I'm gonna call it quits for tonight. I have my doctor's appointment in the morning to go in for some lab type tests, to draw some blood, stuff like that. So I'm not sure how long that's going to take, but I do have off tomorrow. So right after that, I'm going to come home, get something to eat, because fasting, there it is, fasting for 12 hours is not fun. I'm going to get a bite to eat after that, and I will see you guys tomorrow morning. So I just realized that there's a ton of video footage up to this point, so this is actually going to be the end of the video for this one. It's not going to be the Christmas video. That'll be the next video. I have a lot of content to push out, so look for another video in the next like day or two already, but that'll wrap up everything up until Christmas. But that's going to do it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I will see you all next time. Take care and peace out.